Hey guys, very proud of you for clicking on this video anyway, even though the title itself was probably triggering. Very proud of you. Um, my clock says 1:11. This is meant for you. This is meant to be. This is you were led to this reading. Mary Magdalene is back. Before I get into that, I just want to tell you guys real quick that my last video, I let you guys know that I was opening up some sessions, some availability for some recorded readings and for live sessions, and I forgot to put in my availability in the calendar, so it probably looked like I was totally booked up. If you went on there to check out when you could do a reading, there's nothing on there. And I was thinking, what an idiot. I'm so scatterbrained sometimes that I didn't think about it. But everything happens for a reason, and they have been prepping me and making sure that I had enough time on my hands to experience and go through the things that I've been going through in the last week. And it's all meant to unite us, all of us, especially the Divine Feminines, in this collective, in union with each other. So I did open my availability, but I've also been guided to change my services and to change the options for my services. So I'm going to be finishing that up today and tomorrow, and you're going to see some changes on my site. There's going to be, it's a broader range of Ascension or services surrounding Ascension and helping you to step forward on your mission. It's time. They're telling me it's time. It's time. There is a very big group of you who are so close to realizing your truth, understanding who you really are as a powerful divine feminine, and we're all needing support. We need support from each other. Mary Magdalene is back again, and I don't know if you've seen my other video where Mary Magdalene was talking about this call to action, but it's like waves of union. The first wave of union is between divine feminines with each other, to be able to unite the force that is this female Christ consciousness movement right now, to raise the vibration on the entire planet. The second wave of union happens to apply to your sacred masculine counterpart. And so she really is stressing the first part. You cannot step over that link. It's the bridge. It's the bridge to the rest of the journey. And I am 100% supportive of helping you to develop your gifts, helping you to see clearly what the path is laid out for you, in front of you, for your mission, for helping other people on this path. You guys are so strong and so powerful that we are so close to all of us together stepping up to the next level. There is this higher level of consciousness that, so many people are just on the verge of. And so what Mary Magdalene is pushing me to do is to support you, unite with you through my voice and through my truth and through the truth of who I am. I've been working to really be seen, to just be out there and allow you to see me as I am. It's a reflection of you. So right now, what I want you to do is look at me and tell me what I am reflecting back to you about yourself. What do you see in me? What am I reflecting back to you about yourself? And I want you to write it down. And I want you to make those your I am statements and stand in your power and repeat those things to you until you know it. I'm your mirror. I'm here to represent myself because I am united with you. I am in union with all of you. We have been supporting each other this entire time, whether you realized it or not. You can feel the energy of that support throughout the collective, and it's gaining momentum. It's gaining strength. Let's do our affirmations right now. Repeat after me. And if you're not able to say them out loud, if you're in a space where you're not comfortable saying them out loud, or you don't want other people to hear, go to a place. Promise to yourself that you'll come back to this part of the video, if nothing else, and repeat these out loud. The power of the words, the act of saying them creates them. It manifests them. It's magic. The vibration of the words that are coming out are put out into the universe, and then they are. They just are. So actually saying these things out loud and speaking your truth, the truth of who you are, is so important. It's essential, and it's how you manifest. So repeat after me. I am safe. I am grounded. I am held. I am sturdy. I am brave. I am loved. I am love. And I'm a fucking warrior. You are. So what I've been guided to do as a fucking warrior is to face my fears. There is a huge block to this next level. It's a fear wall. It's a fear wall, and every one of you feels it. You've already taken the first step by clicking on this video, even though you were warned. This is going to be triggering. This is going to be triggering to a lot of you. And it was triggering to me before I was guided to talk about it and for it to come out. But I am 100% supported. I am already supported by those of you in the future who have watched this video, resonated with it, connected with me and really seen me and sent that support back to me. I feel it already. That right back at you. Right now, I'm sending that right back out to you. This reading is supported in Reiki energy. They had me send it ahead of time, and I'm telling you, they had me sit here for a really long time sending it. It's very saturated right now with support and love and guidance and release, if that's what you're needing. Open up to it. Decide right now if you want to open up to that energy. It's going to help to support your resonance of this and the fear that's going to come up because of it. I had a lot of fear in posting this. I still do. Right now I'm terrified. But I know without a doubt that it's so important. It's my truth. And it came out in a reading with a just beautiful, the most supportive, loving, divine feminine energy client of mine that actually held the space for me when I was talking about the reading that I did that said answers finally. If you look at the thumbnail that's on the video on my channel, it's got the picture of the lion and the lamb and the clouds. If you haven't seen that yet, you might want to go back and watch that first, just so that you are up to date with what we bring up in this video. We talk about the twin energy, the sacred masculine energy, and the distorted masculine energy. And separating those out, the purpose of separating those out, and understanding how that's going to apply to your healing and launch you into faster healing. It's like a checklist for you. So go back and watch that if you haven't yet. For the rest of you, so it's the same woman that was in that video. It was during her first session that all of that stuff came out. And this support that I'm talking about between divine feminines, Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary set that up. They are with her. She channels that energy, whether she knows it or not. And I don't think that she does. Because it was such a safe space. They have shown me each time that it's safe to speak here and to be you and to be here in the now, in this moment, and be fully present and fully alive. So I thank her so much for providing me that space, being open to it, and welcoming me into her home. There's a little bit of backstory. There's way more to her video. That was more about her. It doesn't apply here, but just so that you know, because of some of the things that are mentioned, she had lost her mother about 2 months ago, and that came up in her reading about a month ago. We had our session on the 2-month anniversary of her passing, and some things have cleared out of her awareness here that were blocking her ability to truly mourn the loss of her mother and actually feel the depth of it. So I'm asking you guys for your support too, as you watch this, to just send her that united love and support, and just divine feminine warriorness to hold her. I'm so grateful for her, and I would love for you guys to hold her as she goes through this next phase of, this process of her healing. So I was called to speak my truth 100%, openly, honestly, and that's what's come out in the video. Fear is a liar. Fear is a liar. The biggest thing that we need to embrace right now is turning our triggers into launching points. When we remove fear from the word trigger, we then can replace it with a launch, an awareness, an excitement, an anticipation, and it no longer drags us down. It no longer weighs us down. The only way for me to do that and to translate that in the proper way was to speak my truth. So if you guys resonate with this reading, if you're triggered by it and you are called to figure out how to turn that into a launching point, that you can feel that that's part of your journey, please get in touch with me. My priority right now is this section of the collective that needs this boost. There's also a video, I mention it in the video here, but, and I mentioned it in my last one too, it's all about fear. And the video with Will Smith, when he was describing jumping out of an airplane and the fear involved with jumping out of an airplane. I'm going to put the link for that. I just got chills. A lot of you are going to be affected by that. I'm going to put the link for that in the box below. Go do yourself a favor and click on that and really, really feel it. He's so funny, so he really leads into it, but the way that it builds and what it ends up at, it's exactly what I'm talking about. So make sure that you get in touch with me. Book a reading. Let's do a live session. Talk like this. Dig into it and exchange the power of our fucking warrior, divine feminineness, our empoweredness, and launch you forward. Let's do it. I'm up for it. My schedule is open for it, apparently. And I'm so looking forward to it. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your lack of judgment. I appreciate you seeing me and seeing my perspective, my point of view, and taking it however it resonates for you. Even if it doesn't resonate for you, that's still resonance. It's just showing you where you are in your path, and it's giving you direction. So let me know your feedback, leave me some comments, make sure to share and subscribe and like, and hit the notification bell to be notified the next time a video comes out. Things are really amping up, and the way that this channel is progressing, big changes are happening, big things are happening. So stay tuned. I'm just going to dive right into that video, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you. Okay. You got other questions?
No, I mean, I actually, I unfriended Facebook.
Did you?
So, like, I have no contact whatsoever.
Okay.
Like, I had too much going on, and I felt like every time I would see something on Facebook, it would just trigger me, and that would put me in a bad place and all. And, I actually, it was really hard for me to decide to do that. And when I did it, it was almost like I felt the release, and it felt good. But I still get, like, I hate the thoughts that come into my mind about that's why I'm trying to stay in the present, because my mind is just going crazy now. Oh, is she going to hate me now that I cut her off? And so, I don't know. I don't know.
That's about her. That's about her, though. How do you feel about it?
How do I feel about
cutting off the connection in that way?
For me, I felt like I was becoming addicted, almost, like, and I'm detoxing right now.
Yeah.
And it's been hard, but it's felt better, and I felt lighter.
Yeah.
Towards when I think of her, it's a different feeling that I have.
Yeah.
It's not that, I need that fix. That's what Facebook was my fix.
Yep.
And I'm getting better, and I'm feeling better and better about not needing the fix.
Yeah.
But.
Well, addictions, it's the same thing where if someone passed away and someone started drinking, they started smoking, or they started doing drugs because of a trauma that their bodies and their minds cannot handle.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's an addiction.
Yeah.
So detoxing and clearing yourself from that has actually freed up space for you to be in the energy of needing to mourn. That's why it's starting to feel heavier, because it's more present, because it was masked before by, you're covering it up with that kind of connection. So I think it's brave. It's really hard to do. And I'm sure that there's a lot of fear attached to it too. Like, did I just cut off my connection altogether? Was that the only way and now it's done? Or, but you did what you needed to do for you. It has nothing to do with her, except that she mirrors you. So they're just wanting you to. It's definitely understanding the addiction and the attachment. So addiction comes from that kind of attachment. It's a need. It's need-based. If she's mirroring you, it's like, what is that mirroring back to you? That you, remember we were talking about separating the energies out? Separating the twin energy from the distorted masculine energy. It's almost like you cut that off, you separated out those energies, and you're like, I got this now. I have these distortions. I don't need you to carry that around for me anymore and mirror it to me.
Yeah.
She was mirroring your need, and your need to be distracted from some very heavy stuff going on. So you do that, and now you're holding it up on your own, and it's heavy. And it's lovely because you stepped in your power. Being happy in the pain of that is what you're doing right now, and understanding how powerful you are and your ability to not be distracted from, it's holding you back. It was being connected and being addicted in that way is holding you back from really healing in a pure way. Because it was twinged with this distraction. You need to not be distracted. You need to be right in the middle of it. So, but your question is underneath of there somewhere. Your question is like lying underneath of all of that. Like, but...
Is she ever going to come back?
Right. What does this mean to us?
Right.
Let's say she came back today in the same way that she was before. Is that what you want?
No.
Right.
And I've said that to myself, that I know that I've got a lot of healing to do.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she's still healing, or whatever she's doing. It goes into my mind as far as, I hope she knows that she didn't get angry with me, because I just cut it off. And I guess it's just me and my kind heart. It's like, I didn't do it on, to be mean.
Well, did you cut it off or did she cut it off? You cut off the final communication, but she hasn't been involved with you. She's the one that like said, right. No connection. She cut it off.
That's true.
That's your fear and that underlying need to stay connected in some sort of way.
Yeah.
Because if you disconnect from, who cares what she thinks?
Right.
Because it doesn't affect you because you're disconnected. You're not going to, at this point, if it did, it would be bothering her because of something about her. A reason that's about her. You did it for your highest and greatest good. That's what you were guided to do. And so if she does think that, that's her judgment. It's not your truth. They're taking me back to the last letter again. Some days I still don't think I'm past it. I just can't let it go. In some weird, twisted way, I don't know if I want to. It's like I'm clinging to the memory as some form of protection against the world because I still don't know who I am without my twin. It's changed me. The twin journey has changed me into someone better, stronger, and I don't want to lose that again, this person that I'm becoming. Revise the story. It's weighing it down. You don't need it. That's what you did. Those words that I just said, the story that you had written for you guys in your head this whole time, you're staring at the writing that I just annihilated. Staring at the writing she just annihilated made me want to cry because all that time and all those thoughts and all those words and all that time spent together and all this work that I've done on the twin journey and all of this soul searching that I've done and all this pain that I've been in, it's worthless now. Nothing more than wasted effort. But she smiled knowingly. It doesn't belong in your story anymore. That doesn't mean that it never did. I know she's right. I lived that part of my story, but it doesn't belong here anymore. Now it's just a link between the past and my future. She was a bridge almost. They're showing me like a bridge. She was a link to who you were before you were awake and who you're going to be now that you are awake. Maybe you write your letters to her. Now, I'm not saying that they took me back to that page again, and it was like, this can apply to this too. It really is all, it doesn't matter who it is. It's all a reflection of you on the inside. As within, so without. Any situation that you are in is mirroring something back to you. If you have the twin, I don't think the twin is any different. They're just a bigger mirror. They're a mirror that you are more attached to because they mirror in a more saturated way what's inside of you. And that's why it makes it really hard to disconnect from that, because spirit is wanting you to stay connected to it until you have really seen yourself and seen all the things that you need to see in order to ascend to a certain level, and mirror those things to you. All right,
so when you totally disconnect with your twin like that, do you still get these mirroring things?
So the interesting thing is, I have done that, and you actually get them more. And you're separating out the image of the twin, like being connected to the twin, because really it's just you. It's just you in the mirror.
Yeah.
So if I need, or spirit needs something mirrored back to me because I'm not seeing it, then something will come up with him. Some kind of sync will come up. So the number that I associate with him will come up. I'll get a song message, or like his name will come up or something like that. And I have stopped associating that with, oh, well, we're still connected. He must be my twin. All of these signs keep me connected to him. And so, okay, it's meant to be. Then that's what it is. I'm tethered to him. There's no getting away. And this is meant to be, regardless of what it showed me in the 3D. But what I've realized is that they're just trying to show me something. They're mirroring it to me outside of myself. And it's distorted masculine energy that I couldn't see out here. And they show it to me and him. And I'm like, oh, okay, I see where that applies in my life. It's not about him.
Gotcha.
I let him go. You want to know what happened when I did?
What?
My sacred masculine walked in.
Really? Wow.
My true divine masculine, the one that I wrote all of those characteristics about.
Yeah. He
has all of them and more. I can't even tell you how much better the they talk about the harvest and reaping the rewards, and it's way bigger. It's so many more things on that list. I never even would have thought of them.
Really?
It's amazing.
That's amazing. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So it's a totally different person?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. And he was right in front of my face for the last 5 months, 6 months. I work with him. Like doing energy healing and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
And we actually have done healings on each other. I've done readings, and I've done energy healings for him, and he's done healings for me too, for our twin situations.
Oh, really? So
Yep.
He knows all about the twin flame stuff also?
Oh yeah, he is a twin. He was a twin.
Oh my gosh.
He let his go too.
Yeah.
It's beautiful because we actually helped each other heal and get to a point where we were able to let them go. And then Spirit was just like,
wow. Wow.
this door's been open the entire time. But until you get past the fear and the connection and the attachment to it needing to be the twin, you're not ready for that anyway. And I wasn't the entire time, because there's still a need. I'm still needing whatever's being mirrored back to me to be done outside of me. I didn't really want, I guess I did somewhere. I needed a connection with him. I needed to think that he was the only one that could be with, because I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for an intimate connection. This is a connection that, oh God, I can't even tell you how much deeper and how much, how intense that connection is with the twin in the first place.
Right.
This is way, way bigger than that. I can't even tell you.
Oh, interesting. Wow.
As soon as I was able to separate the divine masculine, twin, sacred masculine, write down all my sacred masculine, I slept on it.
Mm-hmm.
I said it out loud. I burned it in the full moon energy. Yeah, he was right there. But as soon as I did that, and as soon as I released it, Spirit stepped in and they were like, hey, your eyes are open. Now you can see him. You can really see him for that energy has always been there.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, because I mean, you just saying that gave me the fear of totally never seeing Wendy again.
I know.
So I know I'm not there, but you know.
So I have a video that I recorded it yesterday and I was watching it back just before we came on here. And I have a huge fear of telling people this. Because in the twin flame community, a reader who they have relied on and built their story on the guidance of and all of that says, I don't even know what the term is. I don't know what the definition is. This is my fault. It ends up he was a false twin, or he was a catalyst twin, or, he was my twin, but now I have ascended and kind of vibrated out of the twin realm, and now I'm with my soulmate. Because twin is very tumultuous. I don't need tumultuous anymore. Twin doesn't even feel right. It's more than that. It's way more than that. But I'm so afraid that it's going to trigger so many people. Mm-hmm. And they're just going to be like, she's, I've seen it happen with other people. And I have actually left readers' pages and channels when they said that they have a false twin. I'm like, oh God, this woman has no idea what she's talking about. She doesn't even know what a twin is.
Yeah. Well,
she was never a twin in the first place. That's what I say. She was never a twin in the first place, because there's no way that she would, not be able to disconnect from that. There's no way she could do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
The story is being revised. To me, my understanding of it is that we had the understanding of that story as long as we needed to understand it in that way in order to be tethered to them, because we had major growth that needed to happen. And the only way they were going to do that for me, was to keep me tethered to him until I learned as much as I possibly could. And then when I was ready to let go, then I am in a higher consciousness that makes me capable of understanding a broader view and other options. And there's so much more out there to learn and to know and to understand about energies. And really, we're in this box of this story and this distortion and this pain, and this representation in the 3D that's what it is. It needs to be painful and tumultuous for 13 years. And no, I want to live now. I want to live now. And they have shown me my growth and capability of manifesting bigger and better things. And this is way, way better.
Wow.
And my twin is getting married this weekend.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And
I have to tell you, you're the second person that I've heard this happen to this week. Where
who was the other?
They left their twin, and they're with their sacred person. Wow.
Yeah. I feel so free. I feel so free.
Yeah, because I don't feel that freedom. I still feel that connection, that pull, push me, pull me type thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but I
didn't realize how trapped I felt before.
Yeah.
I had no control. I had no control. I was just giving my power away to someone else without the identity of twin. If he wasn't my twin, then I have no identity anymore. What has this journey been all about? And does that mean that I'm never going to have a love that was intense as that? It was intense. I definitely resonate with that. But that's the little hints of sacred masculine energy that I was connecting with. That was the connection. And it was about him in a way, but it was also just about that energy, which is just an energy. It doesn't need to be attached to that vessel only. And that has been proven to me, because that kind of connection, it has so much characteristics and similarity to what that connection was, but it's bigger and bolder and amazing and just so much more fulfilling. And it's not twinged with all of those distortions. It's bigger than that connection was. I never imagined that I could have someone else or a connection with someone else. But it's because I don't need it. And I was in a place where I didn't need it. I wasn't looking for it anyway.
Right. But, I mean, it's not always that way, right? I mean, that's just your situation. Or do you think that that's the way it is?
This is where my fear kicks in. This is where your fear kicks in. And you're like, well, but that's just her story. And I don't want to tell anyone else their truth. I can pull cards on it and I can give you advice on that part of it. I believe that a lot of people resonate with me because of my truth and because I have been speaking my truth and I've been trying to be seen as much as I possibly can, just seen for me. And they resonate with that, you know, if they're on the same timeline as me, they're resonating with something on my timeline. It could be something before, it could be something after, it could be that the whole thing is similar and that they'll continue to be in the same vibration as me, or that they will feel the purity of this and the depth of this knowing, and they'll want to stay in that vibration with me. I'm like, come on, guys, come on. I think that we have the choice. I could have stayed attached to my twin. I could have.
Right.
But what it really did was open my eyes to reality and not ignoring what was going on in the 3D anymore. Because a lot of people say, regardless of what happens in the 3D, I've said it many times, regardless of what happens in the 3D, just pay attention to the 5D connection and what you know and your growth and your ascension. And they're doing things behind the scenes. They are, and spirit is working on them behind the scenes. And so don't worry about that side of it. Just focus on you and your connection. And then you know, eventually you're going to see the result of that and you're going to come into union with your twin.
Or with someone.
Right.
Possibly.
They needed to make me. They needed to make me believe that connected with my twin, because otherwise I would have lost all connection altogether. It would be like, well, if I'm not connected to that, I don't see proof of it. I need proof. As a human being, I need proof of it. So the proof of that kind of divine connection was in my twin. So I was holding on to it till I ascended to a certain point, until I was able to. I was not seeing what was in the 3D, but I was connected to what's in the 5D. And so I got to a point where I was connected enough that when I removed the image and the distortions from the twin, he really did just become a vessel. And it was like, that's me though. Those distortions are about me. So all that's left is the 3D twin. And what am I seeing in the 3D from then? If you take off the 5D stuff, that's all about me. That's my inner divine masculine. That's my sacred masculine energy that's out there too. Someone represents sacred masculine energy that matches what's in here. And if I'm emanating the higher consciousness of that sacred masculine, as within, so without, it is out there. And understanding that and realizing whatever was coming back was a mirror, and instantly transmuting that and working on whatever that was that I saw, nothing was changing in the 3D. That's when I started paying attention to the 3D again and saying, why does this keep being presented to me this way? I feel sacred masculine energy. I feel it. I feel so good. I feel like, you know, I'm really being led and guided to something. I deserve way better than that in the 3D, and I want it in the 3D. I've spent a lot of time manifesting it to happen in the 3D, and they kept sending me signs. He's getting married. He's getting married. and the fear would kick in, and I would get triggered, and I would go back to the 5D again. I'd be like, you know what? Anything can happen. Anything can happen. We could leave at the last minute, or
Yeah.
which I hated to think about, because I just can't imagine that for his karmic. I couldn't imagine that pain. Like, why do I want that kind of situation, though? That doesn't feel balanced to me. I don't want that. I know it's on a higher level, and it's, we're talking about a divine connection and blah, 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 and that she would be okay because it would be divinely led and things like that. But I didn't want it that way.
Right.
Or maybe they, would break up afterwards, or who knows? Like, why does it have to be that way? Why is that what I'm manifesting?
And that doesn't seem like it's divine,
And they, all along, you're working on your ability to manifest, and you manifest exactly what you need in your life and what you want in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You manifest whatever. When you go from a place of manifesting what you need to manifesting what you want, to me in my life, that was the difference between my twin and my sacred masculine.
Right. And it's like your vibration, you're at a different vibration than your twin flame.
Yeah.
And everybody's got free will to choose whatever they want to do. And I don't know. I mean, like, your twin could have been working on himself and maybe raising his vibration to be at the level you're at.
Yeah.
But your twin wasn't working, or wasn't getting to that vibrational level that you're at. And so
I think that that spirit would have shown me some signs of that.
Yeah.
If that was the way that
instead of signs that he's getting married.
Right.
and
because
he's going in a different direction. Yeah.
I'm also building up my inner knowing and my connection with spirit, and what I know about my guidance, and they have not guided me to the evidence of that.
Right. Interesting.
They've actually guided me to the opposite of that. But my fear was keeping me stuck in that attachment, because if he wasn't, what am I afraid of? What am I so afraid of? I have no identity outside of being his twin, because if he's not, is somebody else, the unknown outside of that was so scary. Does that mean someone else is? And if not, what?
And
was this a lie?
Yeah. Did you have a fear of letting somebody else come in, knowing that, oh my gosh, that's my twin flame, I'm supposed to be with?
Of course. Oh God, all the time.
Because I went out on a date last week, and I felt like, and I kept comparing her to Wendy.
Yeah.
Or just the feeling. Yeah. I had a great time and everything, but I was just like, no, I wasn't feeling it.
I've done that too.
Am I like purposely putting up those blocks because I feel like, Wendy's the one and I can't cheat on her,
Exactly. Yeah, it was like that for me too. But also on the other side of it, I would never be able to fully really be myself and be open about myself with this person, because over here I'm like, I have a divine connection that I believe in my soul I'm going to come into union with later. So why would I waste my time over here?
Right.
I wouldn't want to do that to them, but also my heart was never in it.
Yeah.
I understood that each one of those people were a lesson for me, a learning opportunity for me. So I would give it as much time as I thought that the lesson was learned.
Mm-hmm.
But I was never really connected to that person, and it seemed so unfair to them and to me, and I just stopped dating.
Yeah, I know, because I've got people that, I've heard want to ask me out, but I'm just like, I know I've got walls up, and I'm just like, no.
Yeah. And for me, those walls were just fear. They were all fear walls. They were fear walls, and they kept me trapped.
Yeah.
And the thing for me was that everything outside of that knowledge, it was unknown, and it was very scary, and I felt safe in my little jail over here, my little twin jail. But the thing is, I didn't feel safe there either.
Yeah.
I didn't feel safe in what I was seeing, and the fact that I was able to express myself and be openly me in any way. Like I couldn't even communicate with him, nothing. Like I can't, it just did not seem right. At the end of the day, it just kept coming at me. They just kept pelting me with it.
Mm. Mm.
And it did not feel right. And I just, I realized that I was giving my power away, that I was so afraid of not being connected to him as a divine being, my divine connection, that thinking without him, I didn't understand who I was. And
Yeah.
so my power, my divine feminine power, was attached and connected to someone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was sick of searching for that. So I just did not want to give my power away anymore. And it was really, I mean, it was really hard. Of course, it was really hard. But I just, Spirit stepped in right away and gave me instant confirmation.
Yeah.
The only confirmation they were giving me on the other side is that you're still headed the wrong way. Still headed the wrong way.
Yeah.
Still getting married.
Mm-hmm.
Still not talking to you.
Really, exactly. I know, but isn't it weird that we just hang on and hang on and hang on? I guess we just have to wait for that light bulb. But I don't know. I mean,
Maybe
I understand what happened with you, but it could still happen where that person comes back.
I think so. Yes, I think so. And I think everybody's journey is going to be different. Everybody's is going to look different. I don't know that this encompasses everyone. And then this is the story and this is the new twin storyline. But I have revised my story.
Yeah. And it's okay.
And I was guided to. Now I'm also a voice that people resonate with and follow. So I wonder and have gotten guidance that I have been working really hard in like the last month alone to really show myself and be seen and have people resonate with the purity of that and being authentic to yourself, that it's necessary and people are out there waiting for you to do it. That makes me really think that this message is important to other people in breaking through this fear, in clearing whatever trauma it is that they need to clear. That's the important part, is clearing the trauma. This attachment and the need to have, yourself identified with a person outside of yourself is based in a lot of trauma.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people, I read comments, a lot of people are stuck there. They're stuck and they don't know where to go.
I know.
And they feel like I feel like you are attached to this person, and you can't cut that cord, but and
frustrated.
I think that you're the voice of something that a lot of people need to hear. Whether they're going to agree with you or not, people are going to resonate with your story.
Right.
And it's another way of looking at this whole process.
I hope so. Now, that last part, I think, is obviously 100% up to them. That's, I just need to offer my truth, because for me, it was really, where is the proof of the unions, the twin flame unions in person? And union is coming. And where are the people speaking out and showing that and really exuding that to awaken other people to it, and to really show the twins the proof and the hope that they need to really push through, and to be able to endure the suffering and separation and lack of communication. Like, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Like, how far is this fucking tunnel? I was sick of being in the tunnel.
Yeah.
And so I feel like understanding the that it is real, and that, I believe that there are people out there that are in union. I don't know that they necessarily connect it with the words twin. It's almost like like I said, if we vibrate out of the need for the twin realm, maybe it's now just a soulmate. This is someone I can't even put a definition on, maybe this is a false twin. People need those definitions because the unknown is way too fearful. And so they have to stay in, but that's necessary for their growth. You definitely need that up until a certain point. But I feel like there's just such a group of us that are so close. So who knows what that looks like for everyone else? It's just that the message of this truth needed to get out there. Maybe the just considering the option that this is someone else's truth who we have been following and who's been on this journey and who we resonate with and who has had the exact same experiences as us, has now come into this knowledge for herself and maybe apply some of that to their journey and see how it fits, see how it starts to make sense to them and see how it connects them in a different way. Right. And maybe it leads them more to their twin, or maybe it leads them to something else. I don't know. Right. I don't pretend to know, and I don't want to tell anybody else their truth. I want to tell everybody my truth and give some hope that you don't have to suffer when you're at the point where I've been doing so much work.
Yeah. It's like, how long are we supposed to be doing this work? You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe the real work is just, letting go, I guess, and just going to that higher vibration, because I think staying connected with the twin is still keeping you in a lower vibration because you're sad, lonely, and as soon as you can cut the ties, release and get to that next higher vibration, then your true connection, the person you're supposed to connect with, will be there.
You just summed it up very nicely. That sounds like perspective. That sounds like you just, you're seeing me and you're seeing that perspective around you as possibility. So if you see that and you, trust my word and what my truth is, you may have just busted through the fear barrier so that you can really be open to really seeing things as they are up here now, where it's just like a different view. It's a bird's eye view a little bit.
Yeah.
People need to stay where they're comfortable. They need to understand that it all has a purpose. It all definitely has a purpose. I just got through to a point where that no longer had a purpose for me anymore. I'm so grateful for it. I'm so grateful for it. It made me who I am. It brought me out of my shell. It really tore away all of the layers of conditioning. And I built myself back up, and I busted my ass to do that. And that has nothing to do with his influence in my life other than energetically the way that I was connecting myself to him.
Right.
So I'm grateful for that experience and the awakening that having been connected to his energy has shown me. But now I've brought that energy back into myself, because that's all it was all along. And I took my power back. Mm-hmm. And it's so fucking beautiful. I'm telling you. Not just him and the connection, but the way I feel. I just feel so free and I feel so light. I was light before anyway, but I feel so aware and so open to even the darker energies.
Wow.
Understanding how to balance those out, because I don't have fear of them anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I understand them and I welcome them and I thank them. Mm-hmm. And then I come up here to their level. I'm just like, hey, thanks. You helped me actually to get up here with you. I appreciate it.
Right.
Such an amazing balance. And, I'm not completely there. I don't think anybody's ever going to be completely there and healed and whole. And, but I'm understanding that I don't need him.
Right.
I just choose I choose him. I manifested him. And now that I'm aware of his existence, I choose him. We get to choose.
Yeah.
He's so lovely.
Well, I'm happy for you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Feels great. I feel like I can just fly.
Wow.
Yeah, not just because of him either. I am not weighed down.
Yeah.
It's weighing you down.
Yeah, it is.
You don't need it anymore, it said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, I read that page too for myself.
Yeah. Oh my God.
This is my last letter. I even wrote him a last letter.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep. It's like that closure. It's just that final release.
Yeah.
In the energy of the full moon, that helps you to release anything that doesn't serve you anymore.
Yeah. It was an Aries full moon, new beginnings.
That's right. Fire, passion, taking back your power.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
So it's out there. If, you know, who knows, maybe the next date that you go on, your eyes are open a little bit differently, and maybe she's right there. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe she's doing her work. Maybe your story is different than mine. But maybe we've turned the trigger into a launching point.
Mm. And I think we need to get ourselves out of the box of what we feel that this whole process is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because, you know, our main goal is to feel the way that you're feeling. And it's all in divine timing and doing the work, you know?
Yeah, and I think that it's really important too, because it contributes to the energy of the collective. And it's a more pure, just me alone. It's a more pure, unconditional love energy that we put out into the collective. And it's helping to do that for other people. And it meets other people, and it brings in this freedom and the rise of the divine feminine faster.
Right.
I step into my power, someone else decides, you know what, that's very familiar. I was just there too, and I just met somebody the other day that seemed very familiar to my twin, but I completely discounted him. I don't know if this person is my soulmate. Maybe it's another twin energy that's there to show me lessons that I've leveled out of this one. Now this one has come in to take me this far. And now I need to, you know what I mean? It could be that kind of exchange. Anybody can embody divine masculine energy.
Right.
I guess it just depends how sacred it is, or how much, you know, it depends what's going on inside of you.
Right.
So I'm just manifesting exactly what I need as I go along. But it's also, it's rippling out to the collective, and it's strengthening the collective. This empowerment.
Yeah. Wow. See where this went? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I always wonder who I should tell and what I should reveal about me and what my understanding is. I don't want to tell anybody else their truth. But I do want people to know that there's hope. I want to give them hope. And however they interpret that and where they take that is completely up to them.
Right, exactly.
But they've really been pushing me to challenge people to face down their fears. What are you afraid of?
Right. Yeah, this is leading you into a whole new direction. This is where you're supposed to go.
All of us.
Mm-hmm.
I just worry about the twins that.
Well, there's going to be some that'll stay and some that'll go. Yeah. Some will resonate and some won't, and some may later on say, hey, I remember hearing something, and this is where I feel like I'm going.
That's true. That's true.
It's going to be a shock. It's going to be a shock to people because everybody's got their, you know, we've been have our blinders on and what we think this whole process is.
We needed them.
And now it's time to let them go and step outside the box and hear other people's stories.
Yeah, it definitely was for me. It was for me for sure.
Hmm.
And I was thrown into the fire.
Yeah.
And it was so lovely.
But you know what? You've got your person now to help you along the way, the next phase, because this is going to take some, there's going to be some resistance. So you've got somebody to, you know how we always say connecting with your divine masculine is going to, maybe you'll work together to do something together.
Yep.
Well, this is exactly what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
You connected with your divine masculine now to go the next level.
Yeah.
Do your next thing.
Yeah. And the plans that we have, the things that we've been guided to understand about what that looks like, what the scope of that for us. It's amazing. It's so amazing to think that broad and that just purposeful.
Mm-hmm.
Because he not only gets it, but he just is it.
Mm.
And he sees me like no one has ever seen me before. And and it's only because I see me.
Mm. Yeah.
And I was able to take my power back and stand fully in who I am, that he was able to actually see me. Because I was right there in front of him too, and he didn't know it.
Wow.
And it's amazing.
You guys were working with each other and you didn't see it.
Exactly. I mean, listen, I got some messages about it. I had little twinges of it here and there, but it was like, no, that can't be possible because this is my twin over here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure I said to someone after I did his reading, I did a reading for him. If I didn't already have a twin, I would think that it was him. Just like kidding.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Oh my God.
But it's amazing because he was on the journey too. So he understands all of that and the nuances and the growth and the need and the mirroring. And he's the one that really, really showed me the importance of seeing the mirroring of everyone in your life and what they're mirroring back to you and how to use that as a tool. It's like observing yourself from the outside with the help of actors in the play.
Mm-hmm.
Showing you something else. And it's like accelerated growth.
Yeah.
Because every interaction and every single person that you meet or that you come in contact with is showing you something about me.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't get mad at people. You don't resent them. There's still like you get worked up because your energy's off or whatever it is, but then we balance our energies. And there's just all of these tools that we've learned a lot of along the way that we're living. And he opens my eyes to so many things too, because he has different gifts. I mean, he's a super powerful healer too, but he has a divine masculine, a really gifted psychic divine masculine energy about him, and he sees things so differently. It just opens my eyes to things, and I'm like learning every single day. Wow. And so is he. It's the same kind of exchange in that way.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so healing for a lot of other people too. I feel like the combination in those energies and what it brings out in the energy within myself too is the energy of healing and unconditional love, and like other people feel that around us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Even just around me. It doesn't even need to be the two of us together.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Man. Look at you. I love it.
Me too.
Good.
I love it. I want it for everyone. I want everyone to feel free.
Yeah.
I want everyone to just live. Like this life. Start living. Let's start living now.
Right. Exactly.
I don't need anybody else to do that. If he had just freed me from that, the jail that I was in, I would still have the awareness and the knowing that I manifested that.
Mm.
And there's another sacred masculine energy out there. It's out there. And so it's gonna go wherever it needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also have this knowing that the universe has put me exactly where I need to be. And the visions that I've had and the information that we both have received about mission and what we're going to be doing in order to spread this knowing is just, I mean, there's no way right now that it's anything other than something super powerful that's going to be around for a while.
Wow. Give me a lot to think about. Oh my God.
So you're also kind of, you're in this light right now. You're absorbing the transmission of this emanating from me, from my voice, the energy that's around me. It's being transmitted to you for a reason. They wanted me to tell you for a reason. So you're absorbing all of this right now, and it's going to come into your awareness and your knowing, and you've already, summarized it in a really beautiful way. And I think that you're going to start seeing things in your life, different energies and things that come into your awareness that you may not have noticed before. And I feel like once all this came to me after I released the trauma. Did you see my 2 trauma videos? After I released this trauma energy from something in my childhood, that's when all of this opened up. That's when I was able to really, really let go, because really I was trauma bonded to him because of distorted divine masculine energy in my life from a trauma in my childhood. Once I cleared that, I severed the trauma bond with him, and I got to choose what I'm going to do next. So I think once you're able to really dig in and clear this trauma with a clear head, because you've already cut off communication and everything with her, I think doing that on your own and standing on your own and going and really rejuvenating yourself and allowing yourself to really mourn, I think that your eyes are going to be really open when you're done with that.
Yeah. Definitely. Wow.
I really appreciate this safe space that you provide for this information to come out.
Yeah.
I've been trying to put into words, like, how would I tell people? How would I summarize it? How would I do it in a way that is not like pushing an agenda, or because I don't want it to seem that way. I just want to give them hope and my truth, and
just tell your story.
Yeah, there's people that are really confused right now and stuck. Yeah. Just like, I feel on the verge of something, but I'm really confused. So I've always just wanted to give people clarity. So I really appreciate being able to do that here and kind of summarize. This is exactly what happened the last time.
I know. Do we need to make a regular appointment? No.
Maybe. But feeling your energy from the beginning until now at the end, the heaviness at the beginning, you feel like you have more hope within you right now. And what we were talking about heaviness-wise started out with just a mourning. It's mourning. That's what this is too. It's mourning the loss, because it is a loss.
Yeah.
But that's the difference between death and this kind of loss. You get to choose this one if that's what you choose. Right. This one takes away, it feels like it takes away your power because you have no control over it, and it's a trauma.
Yeah.
This one was not a trauma for me.
Yeah.
It was traumatic all along the way, but I get to choose it. So your energy just feels so much more hopeful and like, okay, now I have a plan. And now so you were talking about like, what do I do now? And what do I do now? And there kind of is a plan for it.
I know.
But, it's just, you didn't have to do much thinking. They just delivered it to you.
Right. I mean, from the beginning of our conversation to now, I feel like my energy has just changed. It's gotten lighter.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I want for everybody. That's
yeah. I mean, it just opens up your eyes to something totally different. And like I said, this is the second time I've heard this.
Where was the other one that you heard? Who was that?
It was a video that I watched. So
I feel
it's
like
not
there's
out in the,
more.
yeah, there's something there.
Yeah. I feel like there are more. I feel like there are more of us out there who are still terrified to speak that truth.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because everybody believes it's one way, and it's like, there's more than one divine out there, I guess, for you.
Yeah, because it's not outside of us.
Yeah.
Once we embody it for ourselves, we put out the energy of that it's here. So as within, so without. Once we're sacred here, then we
Right.
see the sacred out here.
Right.
And wait till you see them.
I can't wait. I want to see a video out there.
Yeah, we're going to do it soon.
Cool.
Yeah, because whoever else is sitting out there that's like sitting on this and like has come into this and is worried about releasing that and worrying about triggering people and sitting in their own fear, this is going to help them to release their fear too.
Right.
It's about turning the trigger into a launching point. That's my goal.
Mm.
Because you remove the fear from the trigger and it's not a trigger anymore.
Right.
It's hopeful.
Right.
It's like, this is weird. And this is new information, but I'm not scared of it. I feel excited about the unknown.
Right.
So I watched a video the other day. Well, no, I've watched this video many, many times, and I referred to it in my last video by Will Smith, the one where he's talking about jumping out of an airplane. Did you ever see that one?
No.
So look up, just Google on YouTube, Will Smith, maximum fear, or Will Smith jumping out of an airplane.
Okay.
And basically, at the very end of it, he leads you to a point where he says that on the other side of maximum fear are all the best things in your life.
Mm.
What did you need that fear for that entire time? What did you need it for? To feel safe? You weren't challenged in that moment. You weren't challenged in that moment or in that one or in that one or in that one. It's only at the point of maximum fear where you really should be really scared that it's complete bliss. That you see beyond that veil and you're just like, wait a minute. Why have I been torturing myself all of this time? This is fucking beautiful.
Mm.
Why have I been so scared to let him go? This here is way better than that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
This here is way better than that.
But don't we always, like with our relationships, we're always afraid to let him go, and once you let him go, somebody else comes in?
You make space for it. You make energetic space for it. Yeah.
But now we're growing and becoming more enlightened, and we're opening that space for someone much better.
To mirror back to us how much we are now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. To mirror back, not the distortions anymore, because we've worked through those. To mirror back the sacredness of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then continue the journey from there. The work is never done.
Yeah.
But it's always like we're working up to union. We're working up to union. What's after that? What comes after that?
Right.
I am dying to show people what comes after that.
Right.
Because
I've always envisioned coming into union with my divine masculine, and I always had this vision that whoever this person's going to be, we're going to be doing something, and it's going to be amazing.
And
I've always had that
needs that. I feel like that's our purpose. That's the reason that we were awakened in the first place. Right. And the twins are so saturated with light workers and healers and really, really people who are going to be so ascended and contribute so much to the world as a collective, as a united force. Mm-hmm. They're sitting there like marinating right now.
Right.
And I just can't wait. The people who are on the verge, I just want to help them to really step through that veil, because they're going to turn around and they're going to show everybody else their light too. And the light of that their truth, and unite the forces and bring these people along faster. Why does it have to take 2 years and 3 years and 4 years just because that was my journey? What if it's quicker for everybody else because of this?
Right, exactly. When I hear that people have been doing this for 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 years, I'm like, really?
I know. I
Something's not
know.
right.
And I would have people that are like, I haven't been in communication for like 4 months and it's very painful. And I'm starting to think that I'm like, it's been 2 years for me and I'm
Yeah,
still here. Why are they pushing me so hard for so long? Why am I attached to it? And I feel like this is part of that. I had a lot to learn in that time in order
right,
to be able to transmit that to everyone else to make it quicker for them too.
right.
And then, because this is going to ripple out to, even if it's just one more person that comes out and says, and steps into their truth and says, you know what, that was my situation too. And I didn't realize that it's okay. It
Right.
really is okay. It's going to be okay. It's bliss. It's beautiful. It's freeing. And that they could feel the pull of that something was coming, and to see the evidence of it somewhere else within her story that they resonated with, that it pushed them forward into their truth, and they got to choose to step into that. It wasn't forced on them. I'm not going around saying he's not your twin, he's not your twin, he's not your twin, he's not your twin. That always triggered me. Always. It made me learn something else about myself every time they would say that, because people have said that many times.
Wow.
Readers have always, and that was my ultimate fear. So much that I didn't even hear it anymore. I was completely closed down to that idea, to that option. Nope. Don't even come near me with that. I don't need you to tell me, it's in here. And I needed to hold on to that because he was my twin. He's either just not anymore, or he was a catalyst, or he was a false, or I don't need to be in the twin realm anymore, and now it's a soulmate. I don't know what those definitions are.
Right.
I don't know what the definition of him is now, except divine masculine.
Right.
So, yeah. I hope.
Yeah, I mean, we don't go through all of this work to, raise our vibration and do all this healing to get back with somebody who hasn't done the same type of healing.
That was always my hope, that I'm not just doing all of this, or that, for me, I'm so not engulfed, but immersed in this world and tarot and spiritual healing and guidance and Reiki and energy and all of this ascension. It's my 100% of the time, it's my life. It's the life that my kids lead, and they're reaping the benefits of it. They're never going to have to awaken. They just are always going to be awake, and I'm going to help them heal whatever traumas they have experienced up until this point outside of my knowing, and they're going to influence all the people around them. And I couldn't imagine myself connected in a divine way with someone who didn't resonate with that, or didn't get that, or wasn't in that also.
Right. Exactly.
I would never be able to share 100% of myself. As an empath, there's nothing that resonates more than someone who gets it.
Right, exactly.
Another empath.
I mean, I've always wondered, how would I live my life if I connected with someone who didn't understand what this is all about?
Exactly.
That doesn't make sense that never made sense to me.
Me neither. And I didn't want to have to teach them, and I didn't want to have to show them. I just want to get it. I don't want to do the work anymore.
Yeah, I don't want to give with somebody who thinks I'm crazy.
I always felt like it was just, there's so much more ease to it. There was not as much resistance to a divine connection. Why is there so much resistance in a divine connection? Because there's resistance within here. It was a major resistance that I had in here. And it brought in an energy that he does way more. Some of the things that he talks about, I'm just like, this conversation right now, like star seeds and Sirius and like interdimensional travel, and
wow.
He heals past lives, and
cool.
I'm like, this is every single day. I'm like, this is amazing.
Well, that's awesome.
even last night, I got up way too early, and I was up since like 4:30 in the morning, and my daughter got up and she had a nightmare and it came into my room, but I wasn't in my room. I was downstairs. She had a nightmare about me not being there. So she came into my room and I
Oh.
wasn't there,
Oh, wow.
freaking out. So I had to go and I was getting ready to do a meditation, but I had to go and lay down with her. And I said, I'll stay here until you fall asleep. And she's like, please don't leave. I'm like, okay, I love you. I'm just going to leave when you fall asleep. It'll be okay. She's like, no, don't leave me. But I wanted to go get work done. So as I was laying there, she started to drift off, and I'm trying to peel myself away slowly so she doesn't feel me leave. And every time I would do that, she would kind of startle back awake again and like grab back onto me. So I said, all right, I'm going to energetically make it feel like my body is still here with her. And I just did my magic, and I placed the energy of my body there behind her. And when she was really asleep, I left there. She woke up this morning and she said, Mom, when did you leave the bed? And I said, right after you fell asleep. She's like, oh, I could have sworn you were here all night long. I just woke up and I thought that you were still here.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, oh, I'm so, so thankful that you just validated that for me, because listen to what I did. And I told her what I did. She knows, she has me do Reiki on her all the time, but it was a different kind of energy, connection.
Yeah.
She was like, wow, that's so cool. And because her energy is so open to it and so connected with mine, she resonated with it. She understood it. Her energy was open to it, and that's why it worked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
We can do that with our kids. It's so necessary.
Yeah.
And I got some work done. And she was comforted.
Yeah.
And this comes from the power of knowing who I am and knowing what's possible and knowing what's out there and knowing what I can create. And it comes from the alchemy of a divine connection that brings that out in me, that I have sought for so long. And it's really like he just came in and connected the pieces here, and that's all she wrote.
Wow. Yeah, you've got a whole new direction, whole new path that you're going to be leading now.
Oh, yeah? Is that from upstairs?
Amazing. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
I know. I've seen it, and people keep, they've been emailing me these just random messages and channeled things that they have come across, that they have gotten, and it's just leading. It's leading. They're like, I don't know why I'm emailing you this, but I needed to tell you this. And I'm like, I see where that applies. Thank you very much. Okay, let me go and do this thing.
Wow.
Yeah, so exciting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you mind if I use this video and have it be like my coming out?
Hey, that's perfect, isn't it?
Oh my God, that's so funny. That's this.
Yeah, really, exactly.
That's your mother. It's like your mom told me it would be okay. She came out too.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
Karen's coming out video.
Yep.